Wow. I watched that game, the Baltimore Cincinnati game. What am I supposed to think about that game? Whoa. But nobody plays no defense no more. Um, if you're Joe Burrow, I don't know what else better that you can do. I mean, he and Jamar Chase were balling. Now, Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals, y'all got to stop with all the taunting and the clown and the trash talking because y'all don't win no games. Y'all talk all that yang, start of the season, give everybody bulletin board material, and then your behind's always under 500. Start off slow. And I think it's got a lot to do with your whack over his head coach Zach Taylor, who never gets called out. Well, I do. If you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, whether you like it or not, your coach is holding your quarterback back. Burrows should be, he's in the conversation after Mahomes with Lamar and Josh Allen, okay? You know, when you talk about the cream of the crop of the best quarterbacks. But the win-loss record, the lack of a punch of defense and a lack of execution and finishing makes him look like he's headed towards, dare I say, Derek Carville, except he's a way better quarterback. But you know, if you don't win nothing, you end up becoming a stat pattern, and then you end up looking like a Junior Whopper version of Drew Brees or a Phillip Rivers kind of situation. And Joe Burrow deserves better than that. They should have won that game last night. They outplayed Baltimore. Baltimore's defense. Oh, if I had told you the 90s, 00s era, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, with the two Super Bowls and that Ravens defense and Terrell Shrugs and them, you ain't gonna think this is the same. They're not the same. This defense is horrible. And how Cincinnati lost that game, they was getting bombs on them. There was that fumble, which could have been a turning point in the game. You can say that that was a 14-point swing. Cincinnati should have mopped the floor with Baltimore, but they didn't. On the other end, don't give Lamar Jackson the chance to do nothing. He did that tightrope like he was watching James Brown on the Tammy Show. Straddled that sideline and got in. Derrick Henry be scoring touchdowns. I just look at this team and I think to myself, this offense is something else, but their defense is atrocious. Neither one of these teams is fit to come out the AFC. Neither one of these teams will beat Kansas City. I'm dimming the lights on Cincinnati because they got 6 losses and they about nearly got to play perfect football the rest of the way. And you just got to wonder, will Burrow get hurt? Because their defense is atrocious. And they don't have a head coach who knows how to compartmentalize to get the job done. Baltimore, Lamar is playing as good a quarterback as anybody almost, but their defense is horrible. It's an entertaining game. If you like sandlot football and you like bombs and open field and all that, it's your football. But if you thinking that either one of these two teams is a threat, no. Now, a threat for being league MVP, putting up great stats, yes. But a threat for taking down Patrick Mahomes, being considered a great team or a good team, no. No, this ain't it. This game exposed a lot, you know. So while it was entertaining, it's hugely entertaining. And don't get it twisted, Lamar Jackson and Burrows are what I would consider two of the top 5 best quarterbacks going today. But there's a gap between them being on Patrick Mahomes' level because they don't have the defenses. There's no stops. And you could just pretty much say that on a neutral site, these teams could get got. I didn't see anything that would dissuade me. But it was an entertaining game. Heck, it was one of the best games that they've had on a Thursday night. And it's a real battle. It's just that the last play, that 2-point conversion, why didn't you go back to Chase? What was that pass like that? Because the dude would have been stopped short of the goal line. I know you go for the win, but or you could have gone for the tie. But you know when you're not that good, see that's that arrogance. You're not the Detroit Lions either. And Zach Taylor, you've been somewhere that Dan Campbell hasn't. But all that hot air you be talking, all that swag and all that mess you be doing, it don't amount to nothing because your team is barely not even a 500 team. Don't be cute and pretty when you ain't got nothing there to shine, showcase. You got to finish the games up. And as for Baltimore, Harbaugh is riding on a wave because I'm going to tell you something. His lack of defense focus intensity is hurting that team. So we're going to see how this plays out. You know, to be honest with you, you could switch these two teams and they about almost the same team if Cincinnati ever woke up in September. But the problem is, Baltimore's got the lead. But it's going to be tough for Cincinnati to get back in the mix, especially if Pittsburgh's halfway for real. I can't even. This was to be the division I thought was going to be the toughest in the NFL, but it's pretty soft. It's pretty soft because the Steelers actually play the best defense of the teams that are in that division, and Cleveland is the biggest disappointment, and Cincinnati seems to be the biggest waste. And in Baltimore, you kind of wonder will they ever get to the next line. So there's 4 unanswered questions in that division. But this game was entertaining if that's what you like. It's a fantasy football dream. But if you're a fan of either of these teams, it's kind of a nightmare because it's 2 teams that are underachieving. Baltimore's got a winning record and they're in first place in the division. They're not quite that kind of team. This game exposed a lot of flaws. And I'm telling you, sowing on the line, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them because they game too many games, too many close games of inches where they don't play no defense. So, but you tell me what you think. Entertaining game, yes. But do I see a team out of these 2 that could even keep over Kansas City and Mahomes? No, not even close. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.